Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, March 9th, 2018, and it is my laptop clock is wrong because I'm in Florida, and I am in our hotel. I'm here for a wedding, and if you hear any noise in the background, it's because my wife is in the shower, but she would really hate me if she knew I said that. Anyways, hope the stream is coming through clearly. And anyways, I want to go over our trades real quick. So yesterday's trades, let's go over those real fast. So we had a short on the pound at we wanted to go short at 138.73 yesterday, and 138.73. Really? Was that yesterday? Oh yeah. Yeah. Turned out perfect. Perfect trade. Euro pound. We wanted to go short at 89.12. Worked out very nicely still. It's still active. In fact, we're probably going to continue to hold that one. Then we had a couple trade options on the gold trade, where we wanted to go short on a hold from Wednesday's trade at 13.25, where we wanted to go short from there. And that has worked out pretty nicely. We're still showing some falling down here, a lot of battling at this price range though. Euro, dollar, it's turned out to be a really nice short so far. We wanted to short at a pullback to the 123.9 or a break below the 123.5 zone, and we definitely did get that, and that's where we're trading down even farther right now. That's what we want to see. And then UJ, we went long based on our weekly chart, and we wanted to go long anywhere between 105.3 and 106.5, and that is where we are sitting now, very, very nicely in the money on those trades. The New Zealand dollar was kind of our laggard trade, and we wanted to go short at a break and hold below 72.50. And we're kind of got there, getting there, found some support at that line, and that is our current setup. I did just put in a short on the portal, short idea earlier to short the euro at a break and hold of the 123 price zone. A lot of the price action today is going to really be determined by our numbers coming up here in about 3 minutes. Employment rate, payrolls, NFP, non-farm payrolls. Those can be numbers are kind of moot right now. Markets responding essentially to what we know, like on the analysis that I use and share with you folks. This is based on human behavioral patterns and time cycles related to Gann theory. So the movements in price based on the fundamental news are just a reason for the price action. The price action always moves before the news. And so we're kind of seeing some of that behavior now. Looking at the euro trade right now in our 4-hour chart, if you remember, it indicated that there's been a series of regular bearish divergences on the chart, with a series of lower highs in our oscillator and higher highs in price, and those divergences have finally been playing out. We had a wonderful, beautiful drop yesterday from 124 beyond 123, so nice, great capitulation in price there on the euro, and we should continue to see that play out. Taking a peek at gold, the gold trade is still very strong. Sorry, I have to put in the trades, guys, on the myself because I don't want you to see the WhatsApp number. So the XAU, we're going to hold that short from the 13.25 price range. Add on a pullback to that zone. Okay. Now, under a minute before that news comes out. On Euro, short still holding there. Now the dollar yen, I have to remember, if we take a look at the, I want to make sure I'm streaming here. Yeah. If we take a look at the dollar yen, okay, the news came out, and we look at the weekly. Pay very close attention to this setup. We essentially have a very strong base here over the last 4 weeks. We found pretty much looks like we found a bottom at the between the 105 and 105 and 105.5 value area. We are extremely oversold with our composite index. And so we should expect to see a very nice move to the top side here for several hundred pips of movement. And just looking at the weekly, as we go into the close today for the week, looks like we're getting a bullish engulfing candle forming on our charts. So, really and a kind of a tweezer bottom. And so there's just a lot of bullish bias related to technicals on a long-term hold of the euro. A long-term hold for us. Not the euro, I'm sorry, the dollar yen. The euro dollar, same kind of weakness. We are looking a little extended on the weekly here, a little extended down, but if we look at this, we are above the 50 level on the composite index, but just structurally where the moving averages are in relation to the composite index, we are looking at maybe some flatter areas next week, and then further downturn. So the short there is still good. Let's go back to our hourly chart. Check out the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar somehow, for some reason right now, is showing some strength on this news. I don't know why it is showing strength against the dollar right now. Now the dollar index, it's caught a nice bit. It's actually entered a breakout structure here. The dollar as well, if we look at, oh, beautiful. Yeah, look at that pivot area was tested, rejected lower, tested again, and we have gone through that. So it's really nice to see. Very good thing to see there. Gold shifted down, bought up a little bit. Oh yeah, I did. But he never sent me a contract on that. Euro, dollar, a little strength there. I don't even know what the numbers were actually. Let me check my phone. So non-farm payrolls, wow. Holy cow, was that a beat. Previous was 200,000, the consensus was 200,000, the actual was 313. That is a beat. Unemployment rate was worse than expected, 0.1. But really, that's a little ridiculous. Previous was 4.1, the consensus was 4 flat, and then the actual is 4.1. So there's no change. The consensus was off by 0.1%. So really that does not affect or change our trade today. Dollar yen, see how these big moves happen. Shouldn't expect it really any change in direction of the dollar yen. We should continue to see it move up. Aussie dollar showing a little bit of strength there. New Zealand dollar showing a little bit of strength. Pound dollar, not interested in doing a trade on the pound dollar today. Euro pound, probably, yeah, not looking at trade on this one either. We only have a few trades we're looking at for Friday, which is pretty normal for us. Make sure I got those in there though. The dollar yen trade is still going to be, let me see here, anywhere long between 106 and 105. Because we can certainly anticipate much higher prices going into the next couple weeks. US dollar, Canadian dollar. Ooh, that was a bit of a fall through. Although there needed to be a pullback on this pair. This was a pretty accelerated move. Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. Aussie dollar catching a massive bid. In fact, we should see a lot of these yen pairs gain some significant strength with that US data. You can see a lot of volume in on the dollar yen here. A lot of people attempted to short that whole number up at 107, but those shorts, if we do get a rally here, those shorts are going to fuel with your short squeeze above the 107 value area. If we notice, if we're looking at the chart here on the structure, our arc has been acting as a pretty consistent resistance area, but the momentum is certainly to the top side. Let's look at our cryptos real quick. Bitcoin's been taking it a little bit on the nose here. You know, we've fallen from the most recent swing high is kind of, you know, flat with the previous of the, you know, the 11,800 to 11,600 value area. We've dumped over the last 3 days to the 8,000 area again. And that's really where we're sitting. If we look at the chart, you know, our 2x1 angle and our 45-degree angle acting as a strong support. We had a confluent zone here of our arc and the 45. So we have a kind of an area of perfect equilibrium in time, price, and momentum. So essentially, we've just retraced to a neutral value area. And the break above the 9,000 value area will signify another bull trend up. Fairly flat and neutral right now. All of the other major currencies, cryptocurrencies that are on the Coinbase pairs, we've got Litecoin and Ethereum are technically outperforming Bitcoin just over the last 48 hours. Litecoin's got an inside bar forming on the hourly. It's in a supportive price structure here. It's hit a pivot in time. And Ethereum as well has found support on the this new inside square 2x1 angle and inside the arc. And so we should look at some supportive and reversing moves going into the day today. Look at the dollar yen, that is actually catching a nice little move here. It's going to want to test that 107 area and probably beyond. Wouldn't be surprised if we see in the dollar yen a greater than 0.75% move to maybe something like a 1.12% move in the dollar yen. That would be very much in the cards. In addition to our time cycles that forecast these higher prices, the excuse and reasons for the news component is the less fears about the tariffs, that the Trump administration are just going to target bad actors who are mean to the United States, and then he's going to continue to be friendly to our neighbors to the north and south, which is how it should be, because tariffs suck. So those should be our trades going into the weekend. Just check. We have limited risk to the reversal of these areas. A lot of these breakdown zones have happened after testing some support here, and they're falling through. They've been testing resistance and breaking up. So we have a good bias on a lot of these pairs. The New Zealand dollar is the one that I actually wanted to add, because out of all the currencies we look at, that is the one that has been finding some superficial manipulative support. It's very evident that New Zealand dollar is a very manipulated pair. I love to trade it because it is manipulated so much. But when it breaks down, it finally does break down pretty heavily, because the banks that like to trade it and support it, just they're losing their ability to manipulate currencies because of so much free capital flowing into it. So I'm really interested in this, in shorting the crap out of this thing still. 72, 71. So really we just have our euro, gold, dollar, yen, and New Zealand dollar short going into Monday. And again, watch your trades, watch your stops, yeah, should have a good, I know it's a little shorter session today, but I am on a little vacation here for a wedding, and my wife deserves to have me for the majority of the time, and she's been gracious enough to let me sit here with you all. She's eating a granola bar and giving me a look. You can say hi to everybody.
Hi.
So anyways, that is the end of my session today. I think we're gonna have a pretty good Friday. Remember that every hour that we go on closer into the New York lunch session, we're gonna have less and less volume and participation in these markets. So calling it early on your Friday is a good idea. At around 11 Central, 12 Pacific, or 12 Eastern rather. Good time to maybe analyze your trades, see which ones you want to hold over the weekend, and then stop trading for the day and do your weekly journal, analyze your trades, make sure you write down how you were feeling during your trades, and if you have losses, write down how you're feeling during your losses. Remember, and take a little break on the weekend, and be ready to go on Monday. And that's when I'll talk to you again on Monday morning. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you later.